Great. So next step is going to be to create the score manager for us to track how many cubes we have hit basically and if we have won the game. So let's create a new script. I'll call this score manager, and the purpose of the score manager would be to simply utilize UI to show the score at the top left. Before we do that, let us try to let us try to mm, display the score right here. So for example, debug.log cube or collectible selected. So then you'd know that for us to be able to display the score, we're gonna have to put it here in the collider and the trigger basically. So when I run this, pull out with one of them. Come on. What? Okay, yeah, there you go. Selected this, but there's no way for me to track. And the problem is when I create a variable for collectibles here, each instance is going to be collecting on its own. So when I create a variable here called score and then 1 out of 7, we have each one right here. Okay, it's going to be 1 out of 7 and then 1 out of 7, 1 out of 7 because I have an instance of the script running on each one of the collectibles. That's why I'm going to need to actually create a score manager right here. And the score manager is simply going to say that, um, yeah, so int current score, okay, and int total score, okay, and I should be able to set this at least in public. At the beginning of the game, I always want the score to be 0. Awesome, Visual Studio knows that. I don't need the update method, but I'm gonna need a method that is public so I can basically reference the score manager and call this method to display the score. So public void display score would simply give me a debug.log and then give me the current score is plus current score plus out of plus total score. All right, so it's going to give me the current score. All right, so in the beginning, it's going to be 0 out of this. So let's say that the total score. Oh, no, I don't need to do that. I simply need to display this again right here. Exactly. So at the beginning of the game, it says that it's 0 out of, was it 8? 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 0 out of 8. So when you collect something, then it shows 1 out of 8, etc. So the total score that I have is 8, since I have 8 cubes. Now, when I go back to the collectible itself, I need to reference the score manager. How do I do that? I can simply say public score manager, okay, manager, that's correct. And when I save it, okay, go back to the collectibles. Let's wait. Oh, I didn't save the script. Let's do that. Okay. And I can reference the score manager right here. Apply. Notice that the collectible right here cannot have the score manager because this is getting referenced in real time. So another way you could do this is to find the score manager as a game object, all right, and get its component, which is the score manager. But for simplicity's sake, let's just attach it this way, and then I'm going to show you the other way to do this. So I've got the collectible right here. I've got the reference of the score manager. Next up, I want to go here and then score manager. Score manager, let's add a point. So public void collect collectible. Okay, collectible. Okay, and when I collect a collectible, okay, I need to say that the current score will be incremented plus plus, which is +1. Okay, and then I want you to display the score. Okay, so I don't need this to be public, but let's just keep it just in case for now. Score manager dot, is it? Score manager dot select collectible. Okay, and now when I actually hit a collectible, it should take me to the score manager and increment the score and display that score. Let's display this from the get-go. I can simply, instead of referencing this here, I can simply say display score. Also, make this clean. Okay, this is good. Now let's run the game and check. All right, so the current score is 0 out of 8. You can see this in the console. Now, let's go and collect one of these. Oops, it's a null reference exception. Why is that? Is the score manager not referenced? No, it's not referenced in all of these because apparently I have to attach it to all of these. Okay, so let me attach it to all of them at once, and then I'm going to show you how we can mitigate this. Okay, so console clear. Let's play this again. There you go. 1 out of 8, 2 out of 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. So it's 8 by 8. That's really good. Everything is working fine, but we have an issue here that I'm going to need to literally drop the score manager on however many collectibles that I put, which is just a waste of time. So what I'm going to do instead is that in the collectible itself, I'm gonna remove the reference of the score manager, and in the void start method, there you go. Score manager equals game object dot find. No, it's not this way. It's find object of type score manager. Okay. What this is gonna do is that when it starts the game, all right, it's gonna look for the score manager and assign it to the object. It's going to look for an object named. It's going to look for this for the class named score manager within the hierarchy right here. Since we only have one of them called score manager right here, it's going to get it and then set it to the collectible. Okay. Is there anything else that it needs to do? Not really. This should work right out of the box. Let's check it out. There you go. It's working just fine. I don't need to worry about references anymore because it's getting them at the beginning of the game. All right, awesome. Okay, so I've got the score right here and I'm displaying it in a debug log. Next up, let's work on displaying that score on the UI. Okay,